Okay, it's no secret that Pokemon cards and products increase in value over time, but today I want to talk about one specific type of Pokemon card product that has beat the stock market over the last 5 years, and it's not even close. What is it? How badly has it beat the stock market? And will it continue to do so in the future? Let's talk about it. Ever since they were released as part of the Plasma Storm set back in the black and white era, Elite Trainer boxes have been a staple in just about every set since then, with a couple of exceptions, and they're something that players and collectors love to get their hands on each time a new set is released. They're also extremely popular in the Pokemon secondary market, and they've been absolutely killing it lately. The reason why is actually pretty simple. They're one of the most affordable sealed products that people can buy, coming in anywhere between $40 and $50 each. They have a decent number of packs in them, and for some of the special sets like holiday sets and things along those lines, think like Shining Fates, Hidden Fates, Celebrations, they're the biggest type of product you can buy in order to get booster packs en masse. But did you know that they are also one of the best types of Pokemon products in the TCG that you can invest in? In fact, if you had invested in one of each type of Elite Trainer box from both the Sun and Moon era and the Sword and Shield era, and you paid retail price plus 10% for sales tax, and then you decided to sell each of those boxes today, you would have profited $2,177.35, and that's even after paying a nearly 14% fee for selling them on a marketplace like eBay or TCG Player. That's a $2,177.35 profit on an investment of $2,433 over the last 5 years. That's an 89.5% ROI by just investing in one of each Elite Trainer box from the Sun and Moon and Sword and Shield era. But here's where it gets really crazy. If you had taken that same amount of money and put it in the S&P 500, a benchmark index that many people use to gauge the health of the US stock market, and you had put it in on the same day that the Sun and Moon base set released, February 3rd, 2017, you would have only netted $1,630.54 over the course of that time. That's an ROI of 67% compared to an 89.5% that you would have had with ETBs. That means the profits that you would have gained from your Elite Trainer boxes would have been 33.54% more than what you would have gotten out of the S&P 500 over the same 5-year period. That is wild. Don't believe me? Let's take a quick look at the numbers, and then let's talk about whether or not I think ETBs are a good investment in the future, or if this was just some kind of a weird anomaly that was a result of the pandemic and the crazy Pokemon hype that happened during it. Okay, so this is where the magic happens and where things get a little bit nerdy, so bear with me for a second while I explain to you exactly how we got to the numbers that we have. So in this spreadsheet, we have every single Elite Trainer box, starting with Sun and Moon Solgaleo and Lunala boxes all the way down to the Silver Tempest, Pokemon Center and Silver Tempest regular ETBs. In the spreadsheet, we have every single Pokemon Center exclusive. We have every single different type of artwork that came out during those sets. So for instance, Chilling Reign had 2 different artworks. So we have the Pokemon Center exclusive for Shadow Rider Calyrex, Pokemon Center exclusive for Ice Rider Calyrex, standard ETB for Shadow Rider, and standard ETB for Ice Rider. So each of these boxes has a standard MSRP plus 10% used as its purchase price that represents a sales tax. And then we looked up the TCG player value for each of these boxes according to today's market, December 22nd, 2022. We then applied a 13.75% fee, which also includes a 30-cent payment processing fee. This is just standard TCG player stuff, which left us with a profit or a loss for each of these boxes. As you can see, the Sun and Moon sets are doing pretty well. Every one of those is profitable now, except for the Sun and Moon base set boxes. And the only reason for that is that we had a Sword and Shield, or we had a reprint during the Sword and Shield era. The Sword and Shield boxes, on the other hand, many of them are still struggling to get into the green. We have a few exceptions, but most of these are still maturing. We just haven't gotten to the point where they're super profitable yet, but I do think that these are still great investments, especially because Sword and Shield is the last era where we're going to have those yellow borders, and also because as Scarlet and Violet begins to be rolled out, many of these Sword and Shield sets will stop being printed, which will drive the prices up just by basic supply and demand economics. Okay, so what we then do is we take those numbers and we put them over here in this comparison chart where I want to look at the value of the ETBs at MSRP compared to the S&P 500. So assuming that we put the same amount of money into the S&P 500 at the beginning of the Sun and Moon era, which is February 3rd, 2017, how much would we have if we sold those shares in the S&P 500 in today's market? Well, we would have $4,063.54. That's what the new value of S&P 500 investment would be, meaning we would have profited $1,630.54 compared to $2,177.35 that we would have gotten from our ETBs. That's a difference between 89.5% ROI and 67.02% ROI. Okay, so the big question still remains though. Are Elite Trainer boxes a good investment for the future? My answer is yes. I still think they are very, very good investments that you can be making into Pokemon cards. That said, do not go out and just start blindly buying every Elite Trainer box because Cardboard Ape told you that they were a good investment. There are several things you need to consider. Four, in fact, that I want to put here before you buy any Elite Trainer boxes as an investment. Consideration number one is something that I have said many times before, and I will continue to say it until I'm blue in the face. And that is that the sets you invest in matter more than almost anything. Make sure that you're buying into sets that people are excited about, not just now, but sets that they'll be excited about in the future. They need to be sets that have lots of different chase cards, that have plenty of cards that are worth some value. And for me, one of the key things I look at is how many cards are in that set that are selling for $30 or more on the secondary market. The more of those that there are, and especially if there's some that are north of $100, those are typically going to be good sets. Now, that said, if you're like me and you do like to collect Elite Trainer boxes, there's nothing wrong with buying, one or two boxes from each set. But do not go heavy on every set just because it's there. Make sure that you're paying attention to the sets and you understand which sets are going to be sought after more in the future than others. Consideration number two is that exclusivity matters. Right now, there's a new thing that Pokemon has started doing ever since the Chilling Reign set, where they introduced these Pokemon Center exclusive Elite Trainer boxes. Those, I think, are some of the best things that you can be buying into right now. It's something that I'm investing in myself because they are more exclusive. They're harder to get your hands on, and there's fewer of them in the market than what you have of standard Elite Trainer boxes. Now, that said, if you're buying an Elite Trainer box to open and not to keep sealed, Pokemon Center is absolutely not the way to go. You don't get very much additional value for that extra $10 to $15 that it will cost you. So if you're looking to buy an Elite Trainer box just for the sake of ripping it open, you almost always want to go with the standard ETBs, as those are going to be much more cost effective than the Pokemon Center ones. Consideration number three is that Pokemon cards are volatile. Just because the Elite Trainer boxes have outperformed the S&P 500 over the past 5 years does not mean in any way that it's guaranteed to do so in the future. Obviously, I believe in the long-term value of Pokemon cards, but that said, if the entire value of my collection went to zero tomorrow, I would still be happy to have those cards in my possession just because I enjoy collecting Pokemon. If you're looking at Pokemon as a replacement to other types of more stable, solid, proven investments, I highly, highly encourage you not to do that. Collect Pokemon, invest in Pokemon because it's fun and because you enjoy it, but do not rely on it as your sole means of retiring or sustaining yourself. And then the final piece of consideration I want to leave you with is that my Discord server is one of the best places you can go to find help and to get your questions answered about collecting and investing in Pokemon cards. There, you'll find hundreds of other people just like you and me who just love collecting and investing in Pokemon. From deal recommendations to collecting and investing strategies, it truly is the best 24/7 Pokemon card party on the internet. You can find a link to my Discord server called the Cardboard Jungle down in the description below. And while you're there, if you found this video helpful or entertaining, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. Until the next video, peace.